What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I'm only going to do this for a bit. I'm not going to be in here long. I have some places to be, but I have to do this. A lot of times in the comments, we get people saying, "Hey, Erica, I'm starting from scratch. I'm starting over. I don't have any income. What about folks who don't have any income?" There's a lot of that conversation happening, and which is very interesting to me when it does come across, because I go, "Hey, let's figure out what we can do here. Let's have a conversation." And the conversation starts with goals. The conversation actually starts with pain. And I know people are like, "Oh man, Erica, that's too deep, too late." But yes, the conversation starts with pain, because many people start investing, they start changing their life, they start exercising, working out, doing different things because of pain. Right? Something is causing them pain, lack of money, lack of friendships, lack of boyfriend girlfriend relationships, lack of a lot of things have caused them pain. And so then they alternate their goals and their investments, right? um and so in that's where the conversation has to start, right? What's causing you pain? And for some people, they may not be in serious pain. Some people may be in dull pain. But 9 times out of 10, when someone says, "Oh, Eric, I don't got no money. I can't buy none of these courses. I can't buy none of your guests' courses. I'm broke, broke, broke. I'm broke, five broke. We ain't got it." And 9 times out of 10, when I see that, I go, okay, you're already using negative wording to describe your situation and yourself. I'm even more willing and apt to help somebody who's like, "Hey, I'm pushing, I'm working, I'm trying to start doing something here with my life." I'm more apt to help that person because at least they're describing themselves in a positive way, right? Um, Part of that next sentence is today. Um, Today I had visitors to the office all day long, which was a great thing. We had a lot of visitors to the office who wanted to do business with us, who wanted to build relationships with us. Um, and and that came from consistently building. Now, first things first. People are gonna be like, "Pain, Erica?" Yes, pain, because we have to talk about risk tolerance. Yes, I brought on DJ Money the other day, and he said a lot of people have never even taken a risk tolerance assessment. And let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you how you can take a non-sophisticated one right now. If you loan somebody $50 and they don't pay it back in a week, how do you feel? Right? How do you feel? And 9 times out of 10, we have people who fit in categories of a warrior, like warrior fighter, and a worrier. They're worried, they're stressed. Oh my gosh. And you have to at least know yourself, what yourself is. Okay. You have to acknowledge yourself. Now, here's what I wrote down on the board and also wrote for notes: pain, community and relationships, and intention. Now, a lot of times people contact me or they comment in the comment section that, "Oh, this is low. I only gotten 5% from Fundrise, Erica. I only got 5% or 10% from this or that." And my first question to you is, how much do you have to invest? A lot of times people want 20, 30, 40, 50% returns. And when you start breaking it down and talking to them, they're starting from a position of $100 or $5. Well, baby, shit, it's $5. What you want? What you want from me? Right? And again, 5,000, 10,000. It's not that it's no money. It's just you have to have appropriate level of risk tolerance. And people come on here and say, "Eric, I don't have any money." Well, my first thing is, did you watch any of our videos on this channel for the past 6 years? First things first, you need to do an assessment. What are your wants and your needs? How much money do you need to survive? Okay, now you need to break it down. Okay, what do you need that per day? Some of you probably just need a, mobile notary. I've offered that. We put that on the channel. Go work for somebody with some money, right? And I don't necessarily mean another whole job, but sometimes just side random gigs, food service, delivering groceries off to their house. There's a lot of opportunity in the marketplace. Now, if you just go sign up on on some of these sites, you'll see people offering their services for concierge services. They're offering their services to go grocery shopping for people. They're offering their services to nanny or pick up kids. there are places in the marketplace where you can make money. This whole like, well, what videos do you recommend for me to do something for free? Well, baby, this is your life. What do you need for you to make it that's free? When I was struggling, when I was working 2 jobs, when I was slaving over there and the pizzas and I was delivering food, I was so tired. But what I kept reminding myself is, what is our goals? What is our risk tolerance? What are we trying to do here in 5 years? A lot of people have no clue, no goals, no focus, no direction, and they just are screaming from a place of hurt. Okay, let's acknowledge the hurt, let's acknowledge the pain, and let's move forward. Now, community and relationships. What ends up happening is we look around our community space and it's full of very negative people. But what is stressful is the thought that you have to get up and work and get a new community. Trust me, people rather stay in bad situations than go get new ones. This is why you see people in bad marriages, bad relationships, bad all kind of stuff. And it's because they don't want the pain of change or the pain of being the same. Which one can they tolerate, right? When I talk about community and relationships, the other day I was getting a massage and the lady was telling me one of the most heartbreaking stories ever, where her friend is 40 years old. She's dating a man that's 50 years old and the man doesn't work. She's taking care of him. And her 18-year-old daughter got a job to help the mom keep her Section 8 when she has a full grown man there who's just living for free. No disability, nothing's wrong with him. He likes to gamble. Okay. And as I'm listening to this story, I'm like, what? And there's an old saying, when you get tired of something, like when you get truly tired of something, you'll stop doing it. You'll stop putting up with it. Her 18-year-old daughter was suggesting that she was going to move to a whole nother city and go to college in a whole nother state. The mother, of course, is adamantly saying, hey, I need you here. I need you to help this situation. And the daughter was like, I've been helping and working since I was 16. I'm tired. And the old saying is, when you get tired of something, when you truly get tired of something, you will put it down and walk away from it. I want you to understand the difference in community and relationships. There are communities and relationships with people who you need to break those ties with immediately. Right? If your community and the relationships you talk to every day aren't encouraging you, aren't inspiring you, aren't pumping you up, 9 times out of 10, when people come to my office or come over here, they are inspiring me and pumping me up. And I'm like, yes, let's go do it. But I do remember a time when I had 1 or 2 friends that I have let go since time. Anytime you talk to them, it was negative, it was sad, it was terrible, it was awful, the streets, everything, right? And what I realized is the energy in keeping and pursuing and keeping those relationships were wearing me out. Okay. And what I would love to say to that woman's daughter, even though the massage therapist was telling me this story from the outside in, is, honey, when you get tired, you go and pick up and leave mama. Mama's a 40-year-old woman dating a 10-year-old older man. You know, those older men, so valuable, huh? So valuable. And, and so let her and him figure that out for themselves. You are already living in Section 8. Your mother's already at reduced rent. It is time. It is time to move forward on with your life and leave mama. Now, maybe we're going to say, Erica, she just turned 18. She just graduated. Don't be so harsh. What will happen, and what I've seen in many people's lives, is they end up getting into this situation where they never leave mama. They never leave mama. And when they don't leave mama, they never really make their own relationships, their own friendships. And it just was mentally disturbing to me listening to this. As I was getting my massage, it was crazy. I fell asleep at one point in the massage. I was like, okay, honey, okay, I'm asleep. Out, right? Because for the massage therapist to even be telling me the story, she had to know this lady. She had to interact with this lady. And I can promise you, people like that don't provide good conversation. You dig what I'm saying? They don't provide good conversation. They don't provide good, just about anything. If this woman is spending her day with a 50-year-old man who is a gambler, who is a dog fighter, a cockfighter, all that other stuff they call it, I highly doubt that she's a good time Sally. right? That she's fun to be around. I highly doubt it. Now, back to intention. Sorry, back to the list. Intention, whether that mother wants to say it or not, intention of many of these people who think their children are going to grow up and take care of them is what they're putting out there. When you start a business or you start this journey or you start with $0 and you want to start investing, you need to be clear with people and tell them your intention. I expect this to be a working relationship. I expect this to be a partnership. I expect us to make money together. I expect us to lean on each other financially. Whatever the conversation needs to be, it needs to be spoken. Your intentions need to be clear. People don't like that in our new modern young hipster age, or, all the kids born after 1993, they don't like to be pinpointed down on anything. And it's very sad because it lacks intention. Why are so many people frustrated in the dating market? People lack intention. Just tell somebody if you want to play with them, or tell somebody you want to be serious. See, a lot of people want to play these games where they're doing intentional things and never put a label on it, right? Man, I'm trying to build this business. I'm trying to build this business. Well, then all of a sudden when COVID happened, all these people talking about they're getting unemployment checks. Well, sir, were you building a business then, or what are you doing? What's your intentions, right? Risk tolerance and intentions. Now, why does all this matter? Pain, community, relationships, intention, and risk tolerance. A lot of people are coming from a place of $0 and they want to go 0 to 100,000 overnight. I've gone on countless Google searches and YouTube searches where people are looking to invest in the stock market with $100 and turn that $100 to 100 racks. And every time I hear it, it sounds hilarious to me, but I understand. There are people who truly believe that's possible. It's possible over many years, right? Now, prime example, I'm going to give you a risk tolerance here, and I'm going to talk about it. YouTube, business, truck, land, RV parking, dividends, Fundrise, Grant Cardone, John Henry Stow, and a couple of other people on this list. Every one of those investments have different risk tolerance. Every single one of them. Throwing $25 at Lending Club and Prosper, putting $100 into Fundrise, putting $500 into Fundrise, putting $1,000 into Patch of Land, putting money into these investments should have different risk tolerance. You should not be a gambler. Now, what's the gambler? Somebody who's like trying to hit a home run every single time they step up at bat. Every single business and project you do shouldn't be a home run. I got on a great conversation earlier with someone who just purchased 2 trucks, and over the course of the last year before this 2020, he made $500,000. Now, of course, this is gross, not net, baby. I told y'all the net is closer to something like $80,000, $80,000 to $90,000 after all was said and done. And his wife was surprised. She said, "Man, I thought we'd like triple, we make millions of dollars on this investment." And he said, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So they had other investments with Grant Cardone. That's how we met, because we're all invested in the Grant Cardone particular fund. And they have other little side things they've invested in. You have to understand, not everything will produce bucones of money. Some things will just produce trickles of money every month. And you have to be okay with that. And you have to be okay with building that as well. Many people are starting at $0, and there's nothing wrong there. But the first thing you need to do if you're starting with $0 is raise your income. I know everybody's going to tell you, but this and minding the gap and velocity and money and credit cards, and I'm going to do all this magic woohoo, cuckoo, woohoo, and I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to tell you, I've done 6,000 phone consultations. The people who I speak to a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 6 months later, are people who have realistic expectations of risk tolerance. I do not expect the same returns from YouTube that I expect from trucking. I do not expect the same returns from owning land that I'm going to put trailers on to get the same returns as the RVs or as the trucking company. I'm not going to expect the same returns from my Fundrise account that I expect from other accounts. There has to be different levels of things that are trickling in. Everything's not going to be a waterfall of millions and millions of dollars. This is why when people see affiliate marketing, they see these fitness people and think, oh, that's pointless. What's the point of that? A few dollars here, a few dollars off Amazon. That's where people are missing it. There are people who are making six figures from affiliate marketing just off holding up. If you're in my Ride to 20% class, Chase Chewing that we brought on about the podcast, I want to bring him back on again to talk about affiliate marketing, where he's just holding up everything you can think of on his Instagram and talks about things in his different shows, and it pays him quite well. There are many people who make more at affiliate marketing than they do at other avenues. Whitney Simmons, who is a beast of a fitness channel for years. And for years, people were like, why don't you have your own stuff? She was making multiple six figures every single year off being an affiliate marketer. So now has she finally made her own energy drink? Yes. Has she finally made some of her own products and service to sell? For sure. But she was making the money in trickles and quarters and dimes and nickels and you name it, off other things. So I want you, if you're a classy climber, to identify some investment channels or investment streams that you can purchase. There has to be some 2% things, 5% things, 10% things. If you buy some dividend stock that gets you 2% returns, okay. 5% returns, okay. 10% returns, okay. You get in the Fundrise, you get in the lending club and some of these other ones and get smaller, but 5 to 10% returns, great. Now that you kind of outgrown those ones, after you kind of get your feel of those, then you move on to something else, right? Again, when DJ Money was talking about people buying a $30,000 house and the rent $750, okay, that's $8,400 a year. That house pays itself off in 2.5 years. There's houses I'm invested in that we're not selling them for 10 years. We're going to keep getting them little checks forever. And some people are like, Erica, I want the big, fat, ridiculous checks. Where the fat checks at? That's just not realistic. It's not. It's not. Part of what I was addressing, someone was saying, Erica, they sent an email. And again, our VAs tried their best to go, is this person booking a consult or not? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I read the email and the email basically said they were in severe debt. I simply made a suggestion. Listen, if you can do nothing but pay $100 a month with a written letter saying this is all you can do, at least you've documented it, you've communicated with them, and you've attempted to pay the debt. A lot of people think they're going to microwave their life differently because they're going to do some kind of bankruptcy. And I just want to keep telling y'all, I get it. You want to do bankruptcy. You see other people 2-3 years down the road, they turn around, they got a brand new house, a brand new car after 2 years ago. And that's not the case for the average person. We saw yesterday when I showed the interest rate at 28%. It's crazy. That's crazy. And that's the pain they're willing to deal with. Paying $100,000 for a car. I don't think they've done the math in their head yet. But again, we have to really talk about pain, community relationships, because if you knew more or you knew better people, you do better, right? If you knew someone who could help you out, you do better. If you have conversations on a consistent, regular basis that are encouraging and uplifting, you'd again do better. Now, I'm going to read some of your guys' comments, but my biggest takeaway I want you guys to understand is right now I think I'm working on 4 other YouTube channels that one is just me talking about books that I read in a very calm voice, such as, right? And giving a review because some people say, well, what books are you reading? What books are you reading? And I just started doing that to just kind of go through what books were on my shelf and sit down quietly and peacefully and just kind of talk about them. They're just quick reviews of the books. But Those are channels that may for years just trickle a couple $100 a month. That's it. And that's okay because they're not these blockbuster project channels that are supposed to make us millions of dollars. They're small micro businesses. And I want people to start addressing things instead of saying, I have a business, I have a side hustle. You might just have a micro business and it produces you 1,000 to 2,000 a month. I came up with a bunch of t-shirt ideals and I was like, man, I ain't gonna do them because they only gonna give us like $2,000 a month. And I talked with my friend on the phone. And the first thing he said is, well, who are you to decide that that's not valuable to the economy? Let people decide if they want to buy those shirts, Erica. And then you see if you want to get rid of them. And I said, you're right. You're right. Right? Because we'll talk ourselves out of good ideals every day of the week. Put that ideal out there. Start that podcast. Start that business. A micro business, there's no shame in a micro business. Do you know what I'm saying? Who are you to count yourself out of the game? Don't do that to yourself. That's more painful. That's more painful than overanalyzing, right? Just to know you could have did something, know you had the talent, you had the skill, and you don't do anything. There is a channel on YouTube, and I gotta find him. But homeboy is a cholo. And he has tattoos on the neck. His other friends got tattoos on their neck. They're cholos out of LA. But they go, and if you go on their Instagram, they have all the soundproofing on the wall. They have a whole little radio station. And they do a bunch of recordings on investing in the stock market. They're like the Hispanic Wall Street trapper. Tattoos, prison, you name it. And they are showing you that there's a million ways to win. Choose one. And what makes my heart so happy as I like scan their channel, I look over their stuff, is because they had the courage to start it. And they said, we were just talking about it in our garage in LA. And everybody said, that's stupid. And then we said, well, let's do it anyway. So then they turned the garage into a studio. They've got soundproofing everywhere. They've got, poster board, and it actually does money. It makes so much money that all of them went from riding the regular Cholo cars to Mercedes Benz. And so what I want people to understand is you're talking yourself out of opportunity. You're talking yourself out of little niche businesses. Make a little niche business. What will it hurt? Right? Somebody, and this right here is Mother of Dragons, and probably can't see it. Yeah. Okay. And it probably got some magic juice in there, but that's not the point. It is called Mother of Dragons. Now, this cup is an otter. It's a OtterBox cup. But that little etching on it made it about, I don't know, $25, $30. It came in a set of 2. And it has other HBO sayings on them. But what I try to get people to understand is you can create little niche businesses. You can create coloring books. There's so much educational marketing material you can create right now as parents are sitting home with their kids. Like, I need another coloring book. I need this kid to get out of my face. Right? There's a million little attachments. Listen, this phone right here, my previous phone, this is Samsung 20 or whatever. My previous phone had a little slatched thing on the back, right? Had a little nice kickstand on the back. And the first thing I thought is, well, you know what? Why don't they make kickstands for this Samsung 20? Well, of course, I go look on Amazon, and everybody and their mom has produced little unique kickstands, sellable pieces that they can get off Amazon. Little micro businesses. I go on Etsy all the time and see little micro businesses. And so what you have to do is you can't sit here and go, this business got to give me 50 racks a month. If it don't give me 50 racks a month, it ain't worth it. That's not true. That's not true. I'm always very transparent on this channel that some months we make 10K, some months we make 90, but then it all comes out in the wash. It'll all come out in the end, right? And at the end of the year, you look at the numbers. If you're still investing that money as you go and you're still repaying your debts, you didn't lose. See, people sometimes think, well, damn, I made 50K one month, then I make it the next. Well, that's okay. I talked to a bunch of tax preparation offices who make up racks in February, March, and April. But what do they make for the rest of the year? They have to budget and account for their money. And see, people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear budgeting. But I want you to understand, if you're making $0 right now, some of the best things you can do is, one, increase your income. And I suggest all the time, Andre Hatchett's mobile notary class, Terry's stock class, Annette's Worth $100 stock, learning how to trade stock class. And she also has options. Todd Capital's $100 stock trading class, options trading class. He has some other ones on there too. And I think he has a how to build a digital life business on there too. Who else? I think Cousin Nita has a how to be a home inspector. There's a lot of little classes that you guys could take and start that niche business, and it start bringing you an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month in your pocket. It's creating a skill, creating an opportunity, is creating a lane. And people sometimes get so discouraged when I talk about, hey, you might have to buy a class, you might have to educate yourself, you might have to invest in yourself. But if you won't invest in yourself, if you won't take the time to work some extra hours for you, I'm not even talking about for me, I'm talking about for you, then who is worth it, right? Nobody should be more deserving than you. Part of the reasons I started booking Stretch Zone, if I can say it, I can't even say it right. It's a stretching place twice a week, and a massage once a week, and physical therapy with my trainer. Well, working out with my trainer now, instead of 2 days a week, we're up to 4 days a week. The reason I started doing that is I had to carve out that time for me. I had to carve out that time for me. Okay. And if you don't invest in you, who else should invest in you? If you don't even take the time to care about you, who should care? I started ordering Blue Apron food. I got Blue Apron, Green Chef comes over. And these are ordering online things, and Daily Harvest, right? I started replacing different meals with shakes and smoothies and all this stuff. And when my friend said, man, this is expensive, I said, but what's more expensive? Bad health? What's more expensive? Takeout food? What's more expensive? Other mess is more expensive. You have to invest in you. So if you're watching this video and you're like, come on, girl, hurry, wrap it up, girl, wrap it up. If you got $0 today, you need to go to work. And that can be, and again, I know you love hearing, what about the work smarter instead of the work harder? Okay, well, you want to work smarter, you're going to have to take that money and invest it in streams of income. Whatever money you're getting, extra money you get coming into you, whether it's through mobile notary, through other opportunities, take that money, like I did with my pizza money, and start buying notes, start buying lending clubs, started going into Fundrise, started investing in a lot of these side streams, started investing fractional shares, stocks through stockpal.com or stockpal app. I started going M1 Finance, started at all these things I was investing in partially here or there, $100 here, $100 there, because I knew what else was I going to do with that $100 other than go on vacation trips, fly first class, and eat out at restaurants with friends. What else was I going to do with it? And people say, well, you could just save it, Eric. You just save it. Money sitting in your bank does nothing for you. If money isn't growing, it's dying. If a business isn't growing, it's dying. Now, you can have a micro business, but it should be growing incrementally. You should be seeing some results over the course of 2 or 3 years. Even if you just keep it consistent. If you just keep it a consistent extra $1,000 a month, great. It's not dying. Okay? Now, I was talking to the person about the Grant Cardone thing, and the guy was like, I just don't know. I invested $10K, in that apartment thing. And I said, well, tell me where else you can put $10K and get a check every month. Yes, Grant didn't pay for 2.5 months, but tell me where else you can get. It was closer to 3 months. But anyway, tell me where you can put $10K and get a check every month. Because that's what you're looking for. You're just looking for a check every month. That's what most people are looking for. They're looking for a check every month. And so if you don't like how that person's running that organization, take your 10 and you go show me where you buy an apartment complex with 10, just 10. See, this is part of the pain of reality of if you had 100 racks, you do it yourself. You wouldn't do a 100-unit apartment, but you would like a 16-unit. I'm a big believer in systems, and I'm a big believer in saving my time. I'd rather put my 10 racks with Grant and 5 racks with Grant, or 5 grants with Henry Style, because he's getting ready to come out, and he's out of course. You saw him on Vice TV, but anyway. Put that 5 stacks and let it go to work. and then go back to what I do well. What I do well is manage, promote, make videos, talk to people on the phone, help them walk through a problem, connect them to other people that can help them get what they need. Right? You help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Work within the well of your system and your strong suits. And how do you know what your strong suits are? By going to work. Now, what do I mean by going to work? If you go to work somewhere and you do not like that place, you're going to start looking for other places to go to work. That's what most people do. And for those of you who are like, Erica, I just don't have any skills, this is the time. No other time than now to get skills to go do other work. Because 9 times out of 10, how most people get wealthy, how most people get rich is they have one strong bucket and the money keeps spilling over from that bucket. And you take that spillover money and you invest it with other people in partnerships, in deals, and just that's how you make that work. And is every partnership going to go 100% right? No. Is every partnership going to go smashingly well? No. If you got 100, best believe 100 partnerships, you got to best believe at least 5 to 10 might go a little funky. And then this is where, again, you have to realize what's your pain tolerance. All right, I'm willing to take a chance on 100 different relationships that 5 might go funky. I'm willing to do 100 business transactions that 5 might not go right. I'm not going to die. I will pick up and keep going. And a lot of people, just the mere thought of failure upsets them. If I can show you how many thousands of podcasts are on Spotify that aren't even doing nothing. They ain't made a podcast in 2 years. They started it, stopped it. Show me the person who can do 2 episodes a week. Show me a person who does their YouTube channel twice a week. Show me over the course of years someone who's incrementally increasing their business, their acumen, all those things over the course of years, not a few months, not 90 days to 100 grand, not all these flip it, squip it, go quick schemes, wild ass schemes people love coming up with, but actually people who are consistently growing their business. And I'll show you wealthy people. I'll show you people who are very comfortable. Now, what do I mean comfortable? Financially, money's coming in every day. Don't mean it's a ton of money. Don't mean it's killer money, but it's consistent money. And that's the true aim of wealth, right? These basketball players leave because they have this one massive bucket. And when they leave, if they don't put that bucket money somewhere that will make trickle money, then they get in these unfortunate bankruptcies and all kind of stuff. But let me check out some of y'all come reading here. Key said, I invested my money and started a business mailman comprising saying he's tired of coming to my house because I get too many packages. I believe it. I am not heartless AM1. Say a moment of silence for AM1. Thank you, D, for the $5 super chat. He said he's sending his tithes. Can I do a networking show? What do you mean? Explain more. Yeah, BK from Rockies. I've seen these households. I mean, I can tell you right now, I know a woman who her son died and she is in financial just throes because the son was, he wasn't an engineer, but he was like, not a mechanical engineer, but he was somewhere underneath there where he was doing something technical and would send money for rent, food, everything. And it helped Grassland. He ended up getting a car accident. But long the story short is her life now, you're like, first of all, this is depressing that you lost your son. That's for anybody. That's depressing. But beyond that, she without that help, which I think that was her retirement plan, her son, she's on struggle. She's struggling. You know, even his insurance policy when it paid out, she went through that like water. So a lot of these people, there's a lot of households where people are literally expecting their children to grow up and send money back every day or every year or every month or pay their bills. And so, man, I'm a big believer that I rather for now just be putting $1,000 to $5,000 away into investments that will keep paying me for years on years than do that. Some parents can't let go of their, yeah, they really can't. Baby Erica, how could you relax properly listening to that frustration? Girl, I couldn't. For a while, I just was like, what are you talking about? I had to go to sleep. There you go. NICU grad. Yeah. So again, the biggest thing about affiliate marketing is where are people hearing from you, right? I mean, I could do a whole series on going on ClickBank and starting, Facebook ads and YouTube ads and Instagram ads. But the thing of it is that's why blogs still work. I know people like, ain't nobody reading the blogs. Yes, they are. If you go on Google right now and you Google a certain topic and you're going to go look for an article on it, other than the New York Times, you'll see a ton of blogs talking about that particular topic. NICU grad. My grandmother bought two houses, one for $6K in 1985 and one for $12K in 1989. She passed and my mom is still living off the rent from those houses. Yep. Yep. Thank you, AM1, for the $2 super chat. Slow and steady money sets the stage for fast money. Key, I want them to be plain Jane millionaires with the big house and old Toyota Camrys. Retro video games are booming right now. A beginner's course in what way? Magic juice. Micro businesses sound more reasonable for me. Start out. I am thinking of doing an online bond on skincare and makeup products I use. Yeah, I would do it. Listen, y'all, you gonna spend your nights, your days, your time looking on stuff on Instagram that other people just produce. That's it. Like, produce for yourself. Produce. Put it out there. Market it. Relentlessly market it. Don't feel any shame about it. Use Google AdWords. Spend $1 a day sending traffic to your website. Now, many people say $1 a day. What's that gonna do, Erica? It's better than not having $1 a day. My micro businesses are Etsy and Teespring shops built on niches, politics, seasoning, and clothing. Oh yeah, I mean, right now the T-shirt that I want to put out, there's like 4 or 5 of them I want to put out, and then the other ones are definitely political based, but that's another day for another topic. Right now, I think the shirt wears like Joe Biden, you ain't black. I think DonaldTrump.com is still selling that. Pretty funny. Main business is still real estate. Yeah. Wholesaling is on hold now. We're working on Airbnb arbitrage on an old mansion. Oh, that's nice. I'd love to see those pictures. Oh, it jumped. Miss Erica, can you post a list of the courses in the community section? My courses or other people's courses? I can do that. Yeah. Yep. Stash app, index funds. If it isn't growing, it's dying. Yep. I hired a chef. All I have to do is warm it up. It don't cost more than eating out. Yep. It takes 10K for a 1K month return. It depends. Jada, New York, I'm telling you, it's very sad. My mom also did not have a plan for her old age, and I had to give money to her. I mean, here's my thing. At the end of the day, if you're blessed enough that you work and you can freely provide income to your parents and for their old years, fine. But people actually like planning to be leeches. That's terrible. There's nothing wrong with helping when you can help. Good evening. I reviewed your planner and people love it. This planner right here, Classy Climb Planner. You can get on Instagram, get it on YouTube, Amazon. Good writing. Listen, if you guys don't get it out of your head, and I do a mind dump weekly, as well as I talk to a therapist, but I do a mind dump weekly because I go, what are some ideals? Just let yourself think freely, relax, take a deep breath, think freely, dump it in there. I have a gratitude journal coming out probably in the next week or so. We're trying to see if the other stuff is done. And I do it as a reminder of my day. I think we get really lost in Instagram and Facebook and comparing ourselves, which robs ourselves of joy and mindfulness. And so that's part of why I put it out. Now, this is the Classy Climb Planner. This is more on productivity, but the gratitude journal we have coming out is more on mindfulness. There you go. Got a YouTube channel that pays you $1 a day. Erica, for your middleman home improvement income, do you collect the money yourself? No, we send, if you go in the course, we send right now we send QuickBooks, and we also have a different portal where they can pay. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'll start putting them in the community section, but honestly, if you're not on our email list at this point, I don't know what you're doing. We send out discount codes. We do all kind of stuff on the email list, and that's where you need to be at. I'm gonna put it in the community tab. Put yourself on the email list. Do it. Well, here's the thing. I'm a big believer, and I don't try to count where the money goes. If I've given the money in good faith, then I go on about my day. Now, if you come back again, then I'll be hot. Now, I'm a big believer. If someone, what's up, Jacob's Life in Vegas? What's good? I'm a big believer. If someone lends you money, make your best effort to pay it back at all cost. Right? You shouldn't be somewhere living your best life, La Vida Loca life, if you owe people. Again, I made big strides to not splurge or buy a bunch of cool stuff or go crazy this year as we're working niche down neck deep in one, purchasing one business and reviving it, making it make more money, and two, just managing our current inventory of houses and trucks. I made sure to make it look very focused, like, hey, I'm here. I'm in the throes right here with you. I'm managing it. I'm keeping it. I'm making sure that I take good care of it. And I think transparency helps in every situation. But again, I would not stress myself watching a family member. If you gave them money in good faith, go on about your day. Literally go on about your day. Yeah, the delay of self gratification is hard. I recommend at all costs do a quarterly vacation. I actually do business with these guys who, I mean, they work hard, man, and they do a lot of stuff with their families and their kids, and then about every 90 days, I see them lose their mind. Like they go on to Vegas, they go Colorado, they go places, and they go ham. They in the hot tub, they popping bottles, and I'd be like, good gracious. But because I know them and see them in their other life where they're really calm, when they go to Vegas and act a fool, it ain't even, I'm like, okay, it's about time. It's about that time. What's up, K Coaching? Anthony Johnson, I don't have a problem with anybody wanting anything back. I think it'll all come out in the wash, and we'll just see. A lot of times people are speculating on something they're not even involved in. And let's just do good math here. If somebody gives you $500 and you're giving them 8% returns, that's $40 for the year, bro. $40. And I'm not knocking it because I respect everybody's dollars. If someone gives you $2 and you say you're going to do something with it, make sure you return it. But I want people to really take an assessment that people are in the streets over $40. Investing's a habit. Investing's a habit. Let's say that again. Investing is a habit. I weekly go just write $20 here, $20 there, $50 here, $100 there. There's certain things I have on automatic draft away from my account because it's a habit. If someone gave him $500 one time, they're going to get $40 once a year for the next how many ever years he has it. And that's where we need to educate people. People are poorly educated on how investing works. People will literally look you in your face, give you $1,000 and expect you to give them $1,000 every month. It don't work like that, baby. Nowhere. Not even in loan shark land, it don't work like that. Congratulations, Kay. How often do I go on vacation? So I had a big sabbatical planned earlier this spring in January. Well, in February, going into March, I was going to go to Japan, see the cherry blossoms. I was going to take my grandpa, who's 87 years old. He was stationed in Japan for 7 years. He met my grandma there. They got married. She's an American who was in the Women's Army. My dad grew up there many years of his life. And so I was going to go to Japan. It was going to be a great thing. And then I was going to go to Korea and Bali. And that was going to go on for 8 weeks. Well, of course, COVID came on the scene. And it canceled my Canada plans, my Italy plans, all these different plans. But what I strongly suggest to people is taking every 8 weeks. If I could do more, I would, but some people need once a month, but I would say every 8 weeks I've tried to go on some type of vacation. Whether it was going down the street, if it was going to Colorado, just to look at the mountains, if it was just a driving road trip, something. And I think it's good for your body and your mind to break from like this constant work hustle mentality that we have in America. Now, don't get it twisted. Your girl love a good hustle. But after 5 years of me, like just hustle, I'm a very big believer in taking those breaks. Now, there's a lot of people talking about they need a break and they ain't did no work yet. But I ain't talking about them. Man, Jacob, I just heard, I had some friends just went to Vegas and they were saying they had to wear a mask all up in the casino and they had to wear a mask at the pool. You know, I'm trying to sit out there, no mask on my face. I ain't even a big casino person, but I would love to probably 4-wheel in the desert or something out there. I think that's what y'all have out there you can do. But yeah, I do want to go see the Grand Canyon and I do want to see Reno. I really want to see Lake Tahoe, but that's a whole nother conversation. And I see only invest in things you understand. Yeah. Anthony Johnson, I think a lot of people lack. Again, this goes all into this conversation. If you have $0, go focus on the one thing that's going to make you a bucket of money. And for most people, that's their job. And then if you go, okay, Erica, I can't get any more increase in pay or income or raises at my job or sales. Okay, well, what's a micro business you can start? Okay, take the money from that micro business and put it into other things. Right? That's at that point, that's when you start investing in the Grant Cardones, you start investing in the Fundrise, the Lending Club, the Prosper, all these other things. That's when you start putting that money there. And then if those things are working for you, then you can kind of keep focusing back. Right? Plenty of desert. Yeah, I mean, part of what I'll probably do later is this year is go to Maine and Vermont, because Canada's being a jerk. And I love Canada, but it's being a jerk. So I had to take the COVID test so I could go to Alaska. And I was like, oh, this is too much. But Alaska, Vermont, Maine for the leaves. So do that. Go zip lining. Yeah. My biggest thing about zip lining is I want to go where the leaves are changed colors. So that for me is in parts of North Carolina and other places. Uriah McIntosh, $148 for ATV riding tour, 3 hours. Where is that at? Is that in Las Vegas? Japan is open to permanent residents now. I'm dropping these kids off next summer. COVID be. Hey, listen. I think people in this whole situation are going to wake up to new opportunities if they just sit there and think about it a little bit. But you can start with 0 and definitely change your position in life and change your trajectory. I just did an interview today, and then we've did about 62 podcast interviews in the past 3 months. Pretty tiring at this point, but I enjoy every single one of them. But what I've learned is, like, people are like, man, you did that in 5 years. I'm like, yeah, because I had an intention. I had a goal. I chose my community well. I wrote a list of 150 people I wanted to meet and be around. And I met all those people, and I got to be around all of them. And it just reminded me, like, anytime I get on the phone with them, like, I have some friends we're doing like little mini mastermind hangouts together. Anytime I'm on the phone with them, it reminds me of opportunities to do more or do less, to go over here or go over there. Oh man, like, it's so easy for me to pick up the phone and ask somebody, hey man, you're in real estate. How's this marketplace doing? How's that marketplace doing? How's your investments in mobile homes doing? How is this doing? Because everything always looks nicer from the outside, right? People, man, I want to get trucks like you, Erica. Yeah, but you don't want your phone ringing in the middle of the night. You don't want to be paying all these repairs. Same thing when it comes to YouTube. People are like, man, I want to do YouTube, Erica. You don't see that there's 1,000 comments that are blocked in our comment section, where we have pre-written words out that are blocked. And it could be anywhere from the N word to fat to B to you this, you that. And you have to block it. Right now, why is somebody calling the office at 9:00 at night? Why? Makes no sense. But anyway, part of that, having that community and relationships where I can call people and get a better view of other businesses, that's part of the magic and the power of, hey, I'm gonna write a list of 150 people I want to get to know. And now I actually get to know them. I actually get on the phone with them. I actually have conversations with them. Because there's a respect that comes when you see people who've actually been doing good work for years. When you see someone who's consistently putting in work, putting in effort, growing their company, growing their businesses, people love to get to know you. And they also get to have conversations. They can kind of let their head down, right? Let their hair down. So, yep, state and national parks. Yep. Las Vegas, machine gun for 300. Pew, 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 pew. Uriah McIntosh, definitely send me that on Instagram. I think that might be fun. Jacob, where can I pew, pew, pew for $300? That's pretty funny. That actually might be worth doing. Anyway, that's all I had for y'all. We've been on here about 52 minutes, but I know some people may say, well, this video wasn't very helpful, Erica. Listen, if you're starting for $0, baby, any help you can get is what you need. I strongly suggest you get you some Audible books. You listen to them. You take a deep breath. You determine your pain level, your pain tolerance, your investment, your intention, and focus on growing your community and your relationships with other people that are positive and invested, minded, focused as well. This is your girl, Erica, from the Classy Climb blog. Thank you guys for being here. For those of you who are on my email list, I think right now our discount code is something, but it'll give you 45% off if you've checked it out. And also we'll post our affiliates in our emails. Again, if you see the thumbnail, it says Mindset Matters, because Mindset Matters Tees is one of the great sponsors of the Erica Williams Show. Anyways, you guys have an amazing night. Thank you so much for being here.